Well, it's hot.
It's hot. It's typical.
It's too hot to cook inside, isn't it?
Too hot to camp too.
Yes.
And
So,
enjoy it. So, if you remember, last week we started a series on basically too hot to cook and too hot to camp. And we're going to continue that again this week on another good outside one pot dish that we're going to do.
Now, this is something your family used to fix, and a lot of people have fixed it through Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America.
They kind of call it a Boy Scout combo. That's what we always called it. My dad did it when he was in the Scouts years ago in 4 packets.
But we're not using aluminum foil.
Yeah, we're going to use our Dutch oven.
We're going to use a 10-inch, aren't we?
No,
No,
we're
we used a
going to use a
12-inch.
12-inch. We're going to use a 12-inch Dutch
12-inch.
oven because we want enough for plenty of food and probably leftovers for my work lunches.
Oh, yeah, you like
So
having
this
leftovers.
pretty good. It's this Boy Scout combo kind of is layered, with kind of a start with cabbage, and you put onions and potatoes and carrots
Carrots
in
first,
there.
then potatoes.
Yeah, and then hamburger patties, and then you would put lots of salt and pepper, and then you put more cabbage on top. And if you had it in foil, we just wrap all that up in that foil and put it in fire.
Now, we put a twist on ours, don't we?
Yes, we did.
I
Add a
did
little more
that, didn't I?
flavor, and it helps get a little bit of salt in it because it seems like you never get enough salt with just the hamburger. So what'd you add?
Smoked sausage. I
Smoked
love me
sausage,
some
yep.
smoked sausage.
Stick them around in amongst the hamburger patties, and adds a little extra hint of flavor and
Just
the
makes it
juice of
taste
that.
better,
Yeah,
I think.
it's a good combination. So,
So we're going to go get to it and get the vegetables cut up. We'll see you in just a minute.
all right, yep, we'll be right back.
Okay. Now, this is pretty labor intensive as far as cutting up the vegetables. So I've already cut up the carrots. I'm fixing to cut up the onion. Yes, there's onion in this. I don't know. What do you think, honey? 2 or 1? You know, you're the only one. You and Eric are the only
Well,
one.
in this case, you can slice them up, quarter them, and then slice them, and then they'll kind of cook up. Otherwise, they never get done.
Okay.
And then if they cook up good and get done, then
So how many onions do you want?
I think 1 will probably be enough. We're not doing a huge pile. So let's do 1.
You know me, I don't like onions, so I'd rather keep them whole so they're easier to pick out. He's making them hard to pick out.
It's one thing this is one dish that, you know, if you ever stir fry a little crunchy veggie, it's pretty good.
Well-
But not here.
No.
They gotta be, as what some people call, the veggies gotta be mushy.
Okay, I'm gonna stick that in here just so we got something to put it in. Okay, now I've already peeled the potatoes. Y'all know how to peel them. So I'm not going to that trouble. I am separating my onion up though. Still picking
Well,
out.
if you want, hon, what you can do is take the majority of the onion and put on top of 2 of the hamburgers, and then we'll find them
Okay.
under the cabbage.
We'll see.
That'll keep them separate for
Now,
you and Leslie.
potatoes, you have to keep underwater because they turn brown, but you
Yep.
want them.
They oxidize real
Yes,
quick,
they
don't
do.
Kind of like apples.
But you kind of want them in bite-sized pieces.
Well, you gotta slice them, remember, so slice them, hon, remember, so they get done.
I thought we always
No.
chunked them up.
Slice them, because they're hard. They take a while to cook. So yeah,
Well, maybe you ought to be doing this prep.
I'll help assemble. We don't have anybody to help run camera today.
Well,
Just
I know,
you and me. So
which is the way it usually is. That's
Yeah,
why
when
I
we're
said
out
having
camping.
2 kids that grow up, you know, kids are always destined to grow up and go away. Although ours still live at home, they don't like to camp much anymore. Those slices good, hon?
Slices look perfect.
Ooh, I found a bad spot. Well, the big job is done. The carrots are ready to go. The potatoes are ready to go, and the onions. Now, I've made 4 patties. There's 4 of us eating. There's 4 hamburger patties, and what I consider was the equivalent of a little bit over a pound of smoked sausage. Now I'm gonna put these hamburger patties back in there. We don't want flies on them.
About 1/3 pound burgers, probably.
Maybe.
At least a
if
1/3
that.
pound. It might be 1/3 pound. You do whatever size you want, of course. If you like
Yes.
big ones, little ones.
And you know, anything in here you can leave out if you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was doing this for myself, I tell you one thing it wouldn't have. It'd have onion powder, not onions. You need the flavoring from the onion, but in my way of thinking, you don't have to have. Yeah, I'm going to use this to put my meat in. Just so it is round. It has a tendency to move.
Roll off the board.
Yep, that's not something I would like. This is my favorite part. If you can't tell, I got a hankering for some smoked sausage. I like smoked sausage. Always have. Summer sausage, love that too. About any kind of sausage you can get, I'm happy with. Except maybe, I'm not real chorizo happy. We're almost ready to assemble. Now, with this cabbage, you need to wash it off, which we've already done. I'm taking off the first 2 layers. And there's a yucky thing on there. You gotta be careful when you're peeling this. You don't want to peel off enough to cover the bottom of your Dutch oven.
Yeah,
The
we usually
top.
always use most of the outside layers
Yes.
of cabbage head on this dish,
Now,
don't we?
the kids could live without the sausage down in it. We're going to put a couple wedges, or steaks as they call them, for Wade and I. We like the cabbage. And then we're saving the rest of this cabbage for something else later.
Some coleslaw or whatever.
Yeah, or maybe just some fried butter. Okay, think that'd be enough for the top and the bottom?
I think so.
Enough for the top. Need
Yeah, a
one
couple more pieces. 2 more won't hurt with it.
Now peeling cabbage off.
A little bit tough, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's meant to be cut. Up. See, looky there. Alright. Now, I am going to cut this for a couple of decent wedges. Cabbage down in here. Kids will be happy. They don't have to dig through all the cabbage to get to what they like.
We'll eat the cabbage.
Which in Leslie's case is just the meat. Eric likes the vegetables except for the
Leslie will eat potatoes, but
Oh, yeah.
she don't like the carrots very much.
There. There's wedges for Wade and I. Alright, we're going to show you how we put this together.
I guess first I better get some charcoal going, hadn't
Yep,
I?
you had.
So while we're assembling, the charcoal can be
Yep.
heating up. All right. All righty. We're gonna light 30 pieces of charcoal. Kind of what I do a lot of times on baking. We're gonna be doing a little bit different. We probably will put another little bit on the bottom because we got we're not baking like bread or it's gonna get me. Come over here. Bread or cakes or something like that. So we can, in the liquid, we'll kind of, as everything starts cooking, we'll get a little bit more liquid in the bottom, even though we're not adding any liquid. But there'll be enough grease and stuff off the meat that helps make it flavorful, that it should be good on the bottom. So we'll put probably a little bit more heat on the bottom than baking, and then about the same amount total on top.
And will these be enough briquettes?
Well, probably, in order to get this done, it takes at least, if you do it in the oven at 350, it takes an hour, closer to an hour and 15 minutes to get the veggies good and done. Oh, back over here.
You call them prevailing winds, don't you?
So what we're probably going to do is start some more charcoal and get it added at about 45 minutes. Just let it cook along. Now, what I would like to do, if it was not too hot to cook, too hot to camp type of situation, I would probably, more than likely, hang this up over an open fire. And because anytime I'm doing something a long time, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever, it's a lot easier over an open fire than to restart a few charcoal every 30, 45 minutes. So,
yeah, this is a lot different than it was in May, isn't it?
So these are lit. Let's go over, Angel, and get assembly going.
Okay. Okay, I'm missing a piece of equipment here, so I guess I better go get it. The Dutch oven.
We're using a shallow 12-inch Dutch oven tonight, right?
Now, yep, we're gonna put the cabbage in here. More.
Nice layer in the bottom.
Yep.
And even if you're doing this with foil, you kind of do it the same way, wouldn't we? We always put the
Oh yeah.
layer of cabbage
On top and in the bottom.
and on the bottom. Layer of cabbage in the bottom.
Okay, now I'm putting my carrots in.
It's kind of fun. You kind of layer everything in here, don't we?
Yep. Well, that's the way you do it in your fall
That's right.
packets,
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
Okay, next is the potatoes, right?
Yeah. Minus the water.
Yep, minus the water.
Drain the water off.
Now, since I put those pieces of the vegetables in, I'm going to put what looks like a ton of salt. Actually,
And we changing this up too, aren't we?
seasoned salt.
Yeah.
Yes. You know,
When we were growing
I'm
up, we always
afraid-
used regular salt.
I know,
And
but I
seasoned
like
salt's
the
good.
flavor of
Oh, yeah.
seasoned salt. Salt has no extra seasoning in it.
We use seasoned salt a lot of times instead of regular salt
Oh
for
yeah.
quite a few different dishes, especially when we're cooking.
I put them in
You
my
know-
dumplings. Didn't we make chicken
Yeah.
dumplings?
Yes, we did that. We did chicken and dumplings back when we went to Babler
Babler,
State Park.
didn't we? Yep.
Yes, back in the late winter.
Now I'm separating these. I want to make sure they cook real good, and if they're stuck together,
They won't cook very
they
good.
won't
will
cook very good. So I got my seasoned salt. Now, you're probably thinking that's enough. I don't think so. Because I'm salting the potatoes and the carrots and the cabbage. And I'm going to pepper this. I don't understand this. Why do they make pepper shakers that have 2 holes and salt shakers that have 3? I want more pepper than I do
Well, you can
salt.
see how much pepper is coming out. It's easy
Well,
to
that's
tell.
True.
You would think they do bigger pepper shaker.
Okay, next is the sausage, right?
Oh no, put the burgers in, and we'll put the sausage around in between the burger patties. Let's do that.
Okay. Oops.
What'd you do?
Missed a couple
Find
of
one?
taters.
Don't want to waste that, do we?
Now, we made 4 patties.
One for each of us.
Yep. And I'm gonna kind of separate those. He said that.
Oh, you forgot.
I forgot.
Just a little salt and pepper on the
potatoes.
potatoes. Not on potatoes, yeah. Hamburger, we'll get it right here in a minute. Just yeah. There we
Can't
go.
see that one. All right. Now, put this on. Put the cap on, so to speak. All right, there. This is ready to go. Oh, and it weighs a ton.
Lid on. Good to go. Alrighty, I'm gonna go make sure we got the charcoal ready to go. Should be about ready. We'll go check it. Okay, this is Dutch oven out here, and the charcoal looks like it's done. So we're gonna dump it out here on the top of the Dutch oven. Oh, some more stuck in there. And we're gonna put, normally I'll put about 10, probably gonna do up about 12 for this type of dish. A little bit different than what we would do on, say if we were doing just normal baking of bread or cakes or something like that.
It's not as exacting, is it?
No, and it can handle a little bit more on the bottom. Especially since we got everything pretty full in the Dutch oven. So our cabbage is up right at the top anyway. The lid, it'll cook down some, but it's still pretty full.
I like brown cabbage though.
Alrighty. I think we're good on there. And now, just like always, we do a checkerboard array on top. Evenly spread them out. Do like I say, we'll get 4 nice big pieces of charcoal and put them in the middle. There we go. Spread them out.
Now, how often you gonna check this, dear?
Well, there's really not much use to checking much because we know it's going to be done in 30 minutes. And we're not going to worry too much about browning like bread or something. So we're probably not going to have to rotate it, but you know, once or twice. So we're probably going to come back in about 30 minutes. So that'll heat up, start cooking, and then we'll give it a rotate and start some more charcoal. So after about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, we'll add about half this many charcoal again. That'll keep our heat going and clear through at least an hour to hour and 15 minutes. Make sure that taters and carrots, everything is good and tender.
Yeah,
So,
especially the carrots, because
Yeah.
they're the hardest to get done.
that's right. So, like I said, and one last thing we want to have is in this dish is crunchy veggies. They basically need to be good, done, and mushy. That's just kind of makes everything.
That's
come
how we
together.
like it.
Yeah, it's not a stir-fry dish where you can have something kind of crunchy. So we'll come back in a little bit and add some more charcoal, and we'll see you here closer to being time for supper.
What you doing now, dear?
Oh, it's been 30 minutes cook time, so I think I'm going to go ahead and rotate it just at least once, and then I'm going to start about another half amount, which would be about 14 charcoal, and then at about 40-minute mark they'll be done, and then we'll just go ahead and replenish the charcoal, and I'll show you kind of how we do that and let it keep on cooking. So I'm just going to, and anytime I rotate, I always rotate the same way, no matter what I'm cooking. Third of a turn one way, and then we'll do the lid, a third of a turn the opposite way. And do you think we ought to check it, see how it's cooking?
No. Yeah,
Nope.
if you're looking, you
That's
ain't
right.
a
We know
cooking.
it's not done yet. So I'm gonna start some more charcoal on the fluid, and we'll come back here a little bit, and after we hope it's done, and we'll get it checked.
Why are you ripping that bag up, dear?
Well, it's almost. I only got a few charcoal left, so don't have to always burn newspaper. Paper's paper, right? We
Well,
got
and
this
that seems to burn better anyways.
brown paper sack. We'll fold it up, gotta pull it out so it's easy to wad up and spread out, and then we'll just go ahead and we'll bring them over here and we'll wad it up, put it back down in here, and put just a little bit of lighter fluid on it again.
Yeah, aka cheater fluid,
Cheater
right?
fluid, a little cheater fluid on there. That's plenty. That's okay in a minute. Now put some charcoal, flip it back over, of course. Put some charcoal in there.
Yes, folks, he does count even with replenishing.
14, 15, I mean, I want 16, so. Well, I know a lot of people will cook and they'll fill the whole flue and then they'll use half of them, and I guess I'm being tightwad, but I don't no sense in wasting charcoal's not near as cheap as it used to be anymore, and we figured out unfortunately that we had to use Kingsford, and it's never a little bit as cheap. I think what this bag now, it's like
$16.
$16 or something like that. It's not cheap anymore, so it's not as cheap.
But you
as
get a
charcoal.
full
You get a
16
lot.
pounds, so.
Yeah, this is 16 pounds, and you get a lot of. I think we can do probably 8 to 10 things in a 10, 12-inch Dutch oven out of one bag, so it's not really too bad. We figured that. So I'm
Okay.
gonna flip this over.
Well, are they ready?
Some more charcoal ready, so I'm gonna dump them out here. And like I said, I did about 16. That last one out there. So I'm just gonna add and stick them in here underneath with these others. About 6 on the bottom, and we'll put the rest on top.
And this is why we're replenishing. There's not much left.
They're getting down there pretty burnt up, aren't they?
Yep.
So we'll just keep
Especially
going.
those ones underneath.
Yeah, we just kind of stick them in between here. Still keeping them all on the
Ooh, I
outside.
smell it though.
It's cooking. And then we'll just kind of scatter these, replenish these others. We try not to mess with the other ones too much because there's still heat there. But if you start stirring them around, they're getting really delicate and they'll kind of break apart and you're going to lose heat. So we'll try to take these last 10, just kind of spread them evenly around for the outside of this Dutch oven. And just let them keep on cooking, just because we're not going to check it because we know they're not done yet, and we don't want to lose our heat by taking the lid off. So
And what's the saying? If you're looking.
we're not cooking. So we'll be back here in a little bit and check on it.
Well,
Okay.
we think it's done.
Yep, it's
Let's look
been-
and see.
An hour and 15 minutes total cook time. So let me get the lid off. Put it over here.
And we're gonna look at it.
Back the cabbage. You know, the
Yeah,
meat's
the
probably
meat's
done.
done.
Next
Ooh,
thing
that
we gotta
cabbage
dig
is
down and
Find a carrot.
find a carrot.
Oh yeah, those are done.
Unpeeled done.
See?
Looks good.
Yeah, it does. Time to eat.
Well, this is gonna be a pretty good hot summertime dish, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's done mostly in the summertime with the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it inside at any time of the year,
Yeah.
and it'd be good. So, we want to thank you all for watching this weekend getaway.
That's not a getaway. It's too
We're
hot to
getting
cook
away
in the
outside,
house.
yeah. Too hot to cook inside, too hot
So,
to camp.
If you
Middle of
like
summer.
this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for watching.
Yep, we'll see you next week for another weekend getaway.